Well, as soon as I'm about to make a video on NASCAR's new Netflix series, breaking news comes out about Haas's F1 team principal, which, thanks to the Netflix series F1 has, everyone loves him. Great personality and all that stuff. But Haas has made the decision, or Guenther Steiner has made the decision, that they will be separating as of today, immediately, and Haas has a new team principal. Now, this move, it was bound to happen, I feel like. We'll talk about, I guess, my opinion on it later on. Let's go to the press release, talk about the new team principal, talk about what the actual press release said, get some quotes, all that stuff. MoneyGram Haas F1 team has appointed Ayao Komatsu, apologies if I mispronounced that, as its new team principal, with Guenther Steiner departing the organization with immediate effect, having led its operations for the past decade. Komatsu, promoted from his role as Director of Engineering, has been with the team since his debut season in 2016, starting as Chief Race Engineer. Now, if we go to the quotes, team owner Gene Haas has a quote. He said, "I'd like to start by extending my thanks to Guenther Steiner for all his hard work over the past decade, and I wish him well for the future. Moving forward as an organization, it was clear we need to improve our on-track performances. In appointing Ayao Komatsu as team principal, we fundamentally have engineering at the heart of our management." And then the new team principal, Komatsu, said, "I'm naturally very excited to have the opportunity to be team principal at MoneyGram Haas F1 team. Having been with the team since its track debut back in 2016, I'm obviously passionately invested in its success in Formula One. I'm looking forward to leading our program and the various competitive operations internally to ensure we can build a structure that produces improved on-track performances." Now look, as I said early on in this video, joked about a bit, Guenther Steiner was a funny personality, jokester, all that stuff. Everyone sees it on the Netflix show. And they had their moments. Haas had their moments when they did good under his reign. You look at the beginning of 2022, really strong performance. Kevin Magnussen's first race back with Haas at Bahrain, finishing, 5th or 6th? Going from scoring 0 points as a team in 2021 to finishing 8th in the Constructors, scoring 37 in 2022. You remember that in 2021, they invested nothing in that car, focused on the new car, the new generation of car in 2022 and beyond. And in 2022, they took a huge step up. Things were looking good. And then 2023 happened. 2023, they took a huge step backwards. They finished last in the Constructors once again, only scoring 12 points. And we were getting to the point that it seemed like Haas needed to make a change. They've gone through a number of drivers over the years, especially the past 5 years. Magnussen, Grosjean, Mick Schumacher, and now Nico Hülkenberg. And it just seemed like something had to change. And ultimately, this is what it had to be. As I said, they've changed drivers before. They've had a number of drivers, young drivers. As I said, Mick Schumacher. I kind of forgot about Nikita Mazepin. And then they've also had some veteran experienced drivers with, as I just said, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, and Grosjean. So there was a need internally for change, and that change had to be outside of the driver, and ultimately that would be the team principal. Steiner's been there forever. He's been leading this team for quite a while. They've had their highs, as I said, the beginning of that 2022 season, finishing 5th in the Constructors in 2018. But as of recently, especially 2023, it's just been a struggle for Haas. Obviously they're not a Red Bull, a Ferrari, a Mercedes. We don't expect them to be competing for wins, competing for podiums on a consistent basis. But after 2022, I think many expected Haas to, be trending in the right direction and scoring points more consistently, at least be fighting for the points more consistently. And ultimately they failed to do that. Changes were needed. And Guenther Steiner is out as team principal. As for the new guy, once again, I'm going to butcher his name, and I apologize for that. Ayao Komatsu. I mean, getting someone from within, someone who knows the team, someone who knows the operation. Obviously, he has a background in engineering, so he's going to be able, he's going to know everything inside and out of Haas, which is good. Obviously, you could have gone outside of the walls of Haas and gotten someone else. We see that happen every once in a while. A team will, Like Williams got one of the engineers from Mercedes, James Vowles. We saw Fred Vasseur go from Alfa Romeo or Sauber, whatever they're calling themselves these days. He went from there to Ferrari. So we've seen, like, you can leave teams and all that stuff, but Haas ultimately deciding to choose someone from within their own walls. I'm curious to see how it works. Now, I don't think he has any team principal experience, so it'll be interesting to see how they do, to see if there's any growing pains, things like that. Obviously, as I said, last year was a struggle, so there's really not a lot of high expectations for Haas this upcoming year, but it'll be, I'm interested to see how they do. A change ultimately was needed. Steiner, once again, people like him. He's a funny personality. He's a fun personality. But ultimately, Haas needed to make a change. They made that change today. We'll see how it goes. They may not strike, hit a home run this first year, but I think this is a long-term change, and we will see how that ultimately goes. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. It's so rare that I get to be making videos on F1 breaking news. The instant I saw it, I was like, yes, it's a normal time for me, and I get to talk about breaking news in F1. It's always at like 3 a.m. over here in the U.S., so happy to talk about breaking news for once about F1. But yeah, I got some NASCAR news to talk about next. I'll start working on that video here soon. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So thank you again for watching. Have a great rest of your day or night or morning, wherever you are.